Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome on a Monday, everybody. How y'all doing out there today? Hopefully you're doing fine. It's our weekend update here on Hall Around Town Radio. We're coming to you live from the Hall Around Town Radio studios, beautiful downtown Springboro, Ohio. How's everybody today? That's better. All right, let's see who's on here. Let's see who's checking in. I cannot see you pop on the show, so if you're out there, please make a comment. Let me know you're here today. We are experiencing issues with, as always, with seeing who comes on. I can see your comments, though, like Steve Downey's, who says, greetings, everyone. And Marie Smith, who says hello. Hi, Marie. Josh Morgan, who's in the house. Good afternoon, my friend. Good to have you with us. Patrick Witt has joined the party. Oh, you're on the Facebook today. Okay. Not on the YouTube channel. How about that? Stephanie Rumke joining the party today. Dewey is in the house. Present and accounted for, sir. Rob Paisley, thank you for dropping in. Glenn checking in on YouTube. Good to have you with us. Eric Sears from the Kevin McCoy Band. Good to have you representing my shirt over the weekend. I got some pictures posted on the page of it. Thank you, Eric, for repping. We appreciate that. Yes, Rooster Fries is in the house. How are you? Yes, the gremlins always. Gremlins always. It's the way it works, my friend. But, it's the book of face sometimes. It happens. All right, Jamie Minnick is here. She said Dreamboat Annie was fabulous last night. I sure wish I could have made that one. I do. Lou Morgan in the house from What's Happening. What's up, Lou? How are you? Yes. Yeah, it's always glitchy on the Book of Face. Go to YouTube, man. Watch it there. It's better that way. It is. Hi, Jim McCarthy. Thank you so much. Hi, Carrie. Thank you. If you're out there, guys, again, make some comments. Let us know where you are. We had a hell of a great weekend of live local music. I'm still tired. I am. You get old. You do. Yeah, we had just an incredible weekend. We're going to start it off with our Thursday night, and we'll take you all the way through our weekend. And certainly if you're out there and you didn't get it posted on our page to the some 80 plus people who did post who they saw play over the weekend, you can throw it in there or you can throw it in the comments today, and we'll try to get it up on the screen if we can. Steve Short, thanks for joining us. There's Patrick on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. That makes two of you on YouTube right now. DV8 was awesome, TJ said on Saturday. They're always awesome. DV8, one of the best bands in the whole area. And then spin it off into Dreamboat Annie, and it's a hell of a great weekend. These guys ought to be tired, though, especially the production guys. They've been working hard. Hello, Kara. Thank you for joining us today. Timestamp in the house. They played Pullman Lanes over the weekend. Nothing but great reports coming out of that show, Mr. Steve-O. Yes. Good stuff. Roy Wesson in the house. How are you? Cuapalooza was hot for Sepia Heyday, he said. Saw Ralph and the Rhythm Hounds. Thank you for that, Roy. Appreciate you dropping in today on the program. Chris Thompson, what's up, man? How'd the Uncle Rico show go? How was that? Was it good? I hope so. All right, you're watching Weekend Update here from the Hall Around Town Radio Studios, home of the Double Deuce. No, established in 1989, the Double Deuce. I thought you'd be bigger. I did. Welcome to the program, guys. We're having a great time today, and we're going to get into what we saw over the weekend. But if you didn't get a chance to write it on our page, you can put it in the comments. We'll try to pop it up here on the screen, let some folks take a look at it on the live thing. Chris said it was a great show. Good to hear that. And yes, Luann, you got to catch DV8. That is a must-do for anybody that watches this program. Must see them if you haven't yet. Steve Stein from the Times in the house. Thank you, Steve, for being here. And thanks, guys, also for the 2,600 plus views on Thursday's Who's Playing Out show, brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, where we feature Who's Playing Out. And incidentally, if you don't know, it is printed also on the weekend. I see so many people post after our show, and they're like, Who's Playing Out? And somebody will say, did you watch All Around Town? And they're like, no, we missed it. You can watch our show anytime. That's for starters. You can watch it anytime you want once it goes live. But it's also posted on a link on Warren County Post, and we put that on our page as well, so you can grab that link, look at a printed list on your phone. You can scroll right through all the venues and all the musicians and get a chance to see who's playing where every week. Carrie says can't sign in. What can't you sign into, Carrie? What can't you sign into? What's going on, Mike? Thank you very much for being here from the Whammies. I appreciate you being here today. Jimmy Kilroy, how you feeling, man? I haven't heard from you. You doing all right? Had a little minor stuff last week. Jimmy Kilroy, glad to see you're on here. I guess you're feeling all right if you're on here, I hope. So let me get to getting started with our stuff, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. There you go. Carrie said he couldn't sign in. Well, now you're here. You're here, Carrie. Great pictures you took also Thursday night at the Bell while we were at Summerfest at the Phrase. And let me talk about this for a minute. Summerfest, gosh, it slips my mind. It's like the 30th or something, 35th annual Summerfest that Mix 1077 puts on. And what a great event they do every year at the Phrase Pavilion. And Jim says he's out of the hospital. I'm glad. That is good. Hey, Jeff Edwards, we're going to talk about you in a minute as well. Jeff Edwards of Jeff Edwards Music, if you want to follow him. But let me chat about Thursday for a minute. You all saw me fanboying a little bit on my page, probably, but I can't tell you how huge of a fan I am of John Waite. I've always been a fan of John Waite, but ever since I did an interview with him a year ago, we've communicated back and forth. We've had dialogue. He's just a really cool cat. And John Waite, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, took extremely good care of us at this show. And I want to thank my friend Rob as well. But took great care of us for Summerfest. And the bill at Summerfest was John Waite, who opened that night with then Men at Work. Colin Hay featured on that one. And Rick Springfield. So I want to talk about John Waite for a minute. Got out there, played an incredible set, short set. You know, openers don't play long, but played a short set of music. And jokingly, the drummer, which is funny, Roger Carter, they were joking quite a bit with him about his playing this 3-piece drum kit. He had a hi-hat cymbal, he had a snare, and he had a kick drum. And at the end of the set, they did Zeppelin's Whole Lot of Love. And John Waite's got 1,000 songs he could play, but he wanted to do this one, and he did. And the crowd went crazy. And this guy, I'm telling you, Roger on a 3-piece drum kit killed it. Killed it. Because they were jokingly referring to him to please buy merch throughout the event so they could afford some cymbals for the drums and maybe a tom or something like that so he could play bigger drums. They travel light. They drive to most places they go. They travel light. And then they're going to hop out to California. Right now they're up in Michigan, but they're going to hop out to California. They'll take a flight for that one. But John Waite said, man, he's one of the only guys you'll ever meet. And I was told this by a friend of mine too. The only guys you'll ever meet at his age who are still playing, who sing in the same register of the songs that they did back in the 80s. He doesn't take it down a step or two. He does none of that. He is spot on vocally. Amazing stuff. Of course, when he played Missing You, that was huge. He played a couple Babies tunes in there, which I dearly love the Babies as well. Hey, guys, thanks for dropping by today. Hi, Tina. Thank you for being here. Dirk Turner from Crying Out Loud in the house. Lee Dixon from Lee Dixon Music and the Kevin McCoy Band. Stephen Bell from Don't Tell Steve, who looked like they had a hell of a great show over the weekend. And Dirk said he was awesome. Yes. Didn't you think John's vocals were just amazing? I mean, First of all, I got to give props to the Phrase sound guy because I thought it was John or the Tours sound guy, but the Phrase house sound guy did an amazing job with the sound, at least on John Waite, what I could hear there. And it was amazing. Amazing. And Rooster wants to know what mic I'm using a Heil PR40 in the studio, sir. But I will tell you that there are little mics. Let me see what this one's called. Oh, like Rode podcaster mics or pod mics that are just as good as this. This is like a $400 mic, but yeah, I will tell you the Heil PR40, it's a standard, but had it a long time. So there's your answer to that. Back to John Waite real quick. Set went great. Perfect music. Fantastic crowd. Just about a sold out crowd. I think there were 100 shy of a sellout at the Phrase, which is 4,300 people. And wow, what a show. And then we had some things that were set up with John to venture to the back stage area of the concert hall there at the Phrase, or the outdoor pavilion as it's known. And we rolled basically using a cloud lifter too, Rooster Fries, just so you know. We rolled backstage thanks to the escort by Tim Hogan, the bassist of John Waite, right into John and the band's green room or dressing room, so to speak. And Tim Hogan on bass, Mike Riccardi on guitar, Roger Carter on drums, and John Waite treated us with such hospitality. In fact, I was back there and I'm talking to John a little bit. We're talking about the interview we did and those kind of things. And I was like, well, thanks for your time. Cause I don't, he was after the show. They're trying to pack up and go to the next stop basically. And he's like, no, sit down. He goes and gets chairs, brings them in. We sit down. We have a wonderful conversation with John Waite and the band. Cool guys. Really good time. And I will say that Mrs. Hall Around Town hit the jackpot. I don't think we've ever been into a concert that the artist who we're talking to backstage is as nice as he was to her, John Waite. He's pouring her red wine that he had in his green room in a red Solo cup. That's how good it got. Yes. No. And he just super nice guy, John Waite, man. And he's got a great philosophy on life. Does a lot of artwork, sells a lot of artwork at his shows, and just a super individual. If you didn't watch that interview with him, you want to learn about John Waite. If you don't know a lot about him, go watch that interview. It's posted on our page this past week and check it out. But I'm not going to dwell on it much, but we stayed back there. Unfortunately, and fortunately, stayed backstage for almost the entire Men at Work set. We bumped back outside for their last couple songs. And from what we could hear, the crowd was extremely responsive. Most people said they loved Men at Work. And again, all these artists sounding great. Colin Hayes sounding great up there and doing their thing. I think we heard It's a Mistake and Land Down Under and those songs by Men at Work. And what a bill. I mean, to have John Waite, Men at Work, and Rick Springfield there. So then Men at Work ends. And we get shuffled out to the merch area, told to go there via text message. So we run out to the merch area, and there's Rick Springfield's manager who's grabbing some folks who were supposed to do a meet and greet with him. And he whips us into that line as well. And we get a chance to go back and have a quick meeting with Rick Springfield. Now, I will tell you that I feel very jealous hanging around Rick Springfield. Rick Springfield had his 73rd birthday. In fact, they gave him a cake. I'll tell you about that in a second. 73rd birthday. And Rick Springfield looks like he's 25. I'm telling you. I mean, he's got a few wrinkles here and there and that kind of, but let me tell you, this guy must work out nonstop and obviously doesn't eat food like I do. I was embarrassed to even be in the presence of him at my age. And he's 73, looking like a stud. He was. Came out in the last part of his set without his shirt on, and the ladies go crazy over Rick Springfield to begin with. And they did this little mashup of songs during his set and threw Jesse's Girl in there for just a couple bars, and everybody's like, oh, he didn't play the whole thing because he mashed all these songs. Well, of course, Jesse's Girl was the encore song, and they absolutely Smashed it. Yes. Smashed it. And Rick Springfield is an unbelievable performer. Now, I did have to chuckle a little bit because to get in to meet Rick Springfield backstage in that group, they were checking COVID cards. You had to have a COVID vaccine card to see Rick. And then what's the guy do during the show? He jumps down in the audience and he's surrounded by 4,000 of his greatest friends as tight as they can pack right next to him. So yeah, that was a little bit humorous. But it is kind of intimate backstage, very close to him and those kind of things. And he was doing his best out in the audience to fist bump people. But man, he was having a good time. And his boys in the band joked about buying him something for his birthday. They said, what do you get a guy that's got everything and has too much money? And what they did is they bought him a 3x3 square of land in Scotland. So he asked that he be referred to as Lord Rick Springfield during the show, which was hilarious. And they popped all this up on screens during his sets. Every song he played, they were playing the old, 80s video, not 70s, 80s videos, the videos of him in General Hospital, all that stuff. The show was fantastic. And like I said, I missed most of Men at Work. I'm sorry I missed that, but I wasn't going to pass up on that great conversation we had with John Waite backstage and enjoying that. And Mrs. All Around Town had a great time with that one as well. And those guys couldn't have been any more hospitable. However, it does, when you think about all this rock star status these people have, and they're playing a place with 4,300 people in it. It's not a huge arena or anything. But, the Phrase staff is taking care of them. They're delivering drinks. They're delivering things. There was a little fridge in there with like salads in it and things. But here they come after the show with their after show food, and it's a boxed Phrase pizza. And we were joking with the guys about how many times do they get served pizza in a green room. And they're like, you don't even want to know. I mean, the one guy joked, he said, yeah, it's pretty good, and kind of laughed. It's like, it's pizza. It's like going to 7-Eleven, man. So that was interesting. And John's red wine that he asked for backstage was a box of wine. So, you think about that stuff. I didn't get in Rick's room, so I don't know what he had. He was the headliner, obviously, on the show. But I think Men at Work and John Waite trade off back and forth as to who opens and who's support. But all in all, amazing songs. Rick Springfield, of course, Human Touch. All those great 80s videos he made on MTV. It was a blast. And for those of you that were there, I know Dirk was there. We saw several of our friends there, Chris Thompson there, and it was a good show. Summerfest in the bag for this year, another good one. And thanks to Jeff Stevens and his Mix 1077 crew. Jeff is in Stranger, as you may know, locally here, and really cool. Yeah, Mike says only the best for no green M&Ms, man. But I've done shows where I've been backstage and seen the list, and had to fill the list for these stars. One that I can think of, and I'll mention it. It's funny. Naughty by Nature. They wanted at a show we did $300 bottles of something each, and I'm not going to name what it was. $300 for their girlfriends. Then they had to have separate dressing rooms because they don't get along. They just come out and play together. And then they also had to have a box of, let me say it nicely, male sexual protection, of which they had no green room to use that sexual protection in. So interesting stuff on the road. Yes, as Joe Coles would say, things you see from the road. But yeah, what a great show. Thank you to John Waite again, man. He's a cool dude. He's going to be back on the show soon. We talked about it. He's releasing his new album, and we're going to show that and talk about that and chat with him a little more in depth. So look forward to that one coming your way. And also Mr. Rick Springfield. So that'll be fun as well as we chat with them. They're busy on their tour right now. We'll get them when they finish up this leg of the tour. They've got 10 more dates, and then it's over for the summer, and they go back to writing and sitting in their houses and enjoying their lives. So that's how it works. So that was Summerfest. Hi, Ray Renee. Thank you for being here. Let me keep rolling, though. I've got to go, guys. And if you saw somebody over the weekend, like I said, you didn't get it posted on our page, please drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you and see who you were and where you were. So let me talk about Friday night for a minute. Only got out for a little bit on Friday night. And we I had a great time Friday night. I shouldn't say we, me. I stopped in to see our friend Jeff Edwards. You may know Jeff from the podcast we did and Talk Around Town, as it was known. We did 25 episodes or more of that. And Jeff is the lead man, or was the lead man, of Route 88. And then Jeff does some solo projects as well and such. Hello, The Gamut. Hi, Vicky Smith. Thank you. And I want to talk about Jeff's farewell show for a minute. First of all, he's going to be extremely missed in this music community. And Jeff has been a great supporter for a long time of what we do. We've been a supporter of what he does. And Jeff was formerly in Shadow Life. And then he went into Route 88, kind of took a country turn from the rock and roll side of things. But Route 88 was all over the place with their set list the other night. His band is fantastic. I think everybody in the bar was trying to buy Jeff a bourbon. I don't know how he did at the end of the night. I didn't stick around at the end to see. I hope he survived it. He did. He was on here a minute ago and commented, so I assume he survived it. But what a great send-off at Mr. Burroughs Tavern for Jeff from Route 88. And there's a comment from Jeff there. Well, we love you, Jeff Edwards, and we look forward to see what you do in Nashville, man. He's moving to Nashville. He's already down there, actually. He came back for this show. So, Jeff, yeah, we're proud of what you're doing and wish you the best, and look forward to you joining the show and giving us the Nashville update. And I don't know, Jeff, maybe you can tell me. I didn't have a chance to talk to anybody about whether or not Route 88 has filled your shoes yet. They're big shoes to fill. And for such a short guy, I'll say that. I'll get my last dig in on you for a minute. 6 glasses of bourbon on stage by the end of the night. Yeah, and they weren't like little bourbons. They were big glasses of bourbon. Yeah, shared the brown liquor. Thank you, Kevin Moore. But yeah, I don't know if they've filled it yet or if they've announced anything yet, but we'll look forward to seeing what Route 88 is going to do. And there's a nice message from Patrick Witt. And yeah, we certainly will be down to Nashville to see you and catch you somewhere down there playing for the masses. So Route 88 Friday night, Mr. Burroughs Tavern, another wonderful night. And Jeff says, yes, they have someone that they're getting spun up. I like it. I love to hear it. And hopefully they'll stay in touch with us here. I know you were their POC with us, but somebody could take that over for the band and send us things. That'd be great. Maybe Rob could do that. Well, so that was Friday. Jeff, again, thank you. We love you, man. And hopefully you're going to do well down there. And we wish you and the missus very well as you make that transition into the Tennessee life and the wonderful crowds of Nashville, as they say. And Vicky said, lots of liquor. Glad you survived. There were so many fans there of Route 88 and Jeff. It was amazing on Friday night to see the love and the outpouring of support that was there for his last show with them. And no better place to do that than Mr. Burroughs. Great atmosphere for live music. And speaking of that, look who pops up on my screen. Marcy. How are you, Marcy, from Mr. Burroughs? Good to have you with us. All right, so that was our Friday night, guys. I got to keep moving. I'm running out of time here, and I don't want to lose time for what we did on Saturday because Saturday was insanely good as well. And let's move on to that. How about it? Saturday. Austin Landing kicked it off at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Hey, David Thornton, how are you, my friend? And let me know if you want some feelers put out on that first Friday of the month thing. I know a few people. Yes, Matthew Allen in the house. He's going to be on this week's Who's Playing Out on Thursday with his gigs. So Saturday, Austin Landing, Nacho and Taco Fest. Nothing gets better than a little Mexican food festival, all right? Can I say Mexican and be politically correct? I guess I can. Do you have to say something else now? I don't know. But Amy Zahora puts on an unbelievable event every time that it's at the fun and games there at Austin Landing or the Green or the Phrase or whatever she touches turns to gold. I will say that. Amy Zahora is amazing from the Dayton Restaurant Association. She is the director of that group. And there was great food, incredible food trucks and tents and vendors. Mr. Burroughs was there. Marcy's on here now. They won for their chicken nachos. They won the best nachos and the People's Choice best nachos. So that's cool. They also had their blood orange margaritas that they were doing. It was a great time there, and along with a bunch of adult beverages and some incredible music. And if you look on our page, you can see wonderful pictures from that event. It kicked off at 3 p.m. with our friends from Party Punch. Now, Brandon and Brian from Party Punch and Mike Miller, they spend a lot of time at Wednesday night, Name That Tune with us, and we appreciate that very much. And we've seen them a few times now since they brought Party Punch to the forefront, and it's a fun band. If you like 90s dance, hip-hop stuff, all that, this band is killer. They do a great job, and let me tell you, they had the entire place dancing at one time. People up dancing, line dancing, doing all that. It was a blast, and it was a great time. And if you've never heard Brandon Harvey sing, first of all, and the band's pretty vocally deep now too, but Brandon Harvey's got pipes. He can sing anything. And he was the one, if you don't know him, that we posted on our page, the video from where he got engaged at our Wednesday night Name That Tune, and he sang a wonderful Stevie Wonder song for his girl. And Brandon does a lot of national anthems. He's done that for our Acoustapalooza event a couple times. It's been a great time. What's Glenn got to say here? Saturday night rowdy for Casey and the Sunshine Band, 15,000 people in Hopkinsville. Thank you for that, Glenn. That's good. Eagles Project killed it on Thursday night, I know, down in Lawrenceburg. Set a record. Hey, Sparrows, how are you? Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in so long. So, Party Punch Band. All the standards, from the 90s stuff up to the Wobble and Cupid Shuffle and, Eminem stuff. Just amazing. They were singing Low by Flo Rida. I mean, the crowd, those are all songs that people get into. And yeah. Kara says, Rob says he sings better than most original artists for song. I would agree with that 100%. Brandon, we'll have to get a big garage door for Brandon to wheel his head in after that comment this week. But yeah, what a cool guy and a fun time. We enjoy watching him perform. He's been in several projects over the years, but this one is it's pretty tight. It's good. If you remember the band Full Frontal, if you ever saw them, he was in that, and then has morphed into this Party Punch band. And some great guys in that band. Good stuff. And Benny said his show at the Barrel got canceled, listening live from the parking lot. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Benny. Sorry you were canceled, my friend. And we're going to mention Benny here in just a minute. I got to go on my Saturday. I got to finish this up. I'm rambling a little bit too long here. But so Party Punch, go see him. You'll enjoy it. You'll have fun. If you're a product of the 90s at all, or you liked any of that dance music in the 90s, go see Party Punch Band. They're a fun time. And again, very vocally deep. Yeah. The guy that they call Jim Membership that's in the band. He sings well as well. So really some good stuff. Brian Schutz on the keyboard and guitar. Good tunes out of that band. Then we had the KMB, the Kevin McCoy Band. And this cool thing happened right before Kevin McCoy started. Sergeant Pushup. Sounds funny, right? He's a retired military veteran, and he goes around the country to events doing push-ups, and the tips basically he gets for doing 1,000 push-ups during an event. And let me tell you, this guy, yeah, I couldn't keep up. He was amazing. Makes this money, and he gives it to kids, underprivileged kids, and kids that are bullied, and takes care of them with different things. He's a really cool dude. You can follow his page on social media, Sergeant SGT Pushup, and learn more about him. But he started that off, and really fun stuff going on there at Austin Landing. Huge crowd. Everybody loves nachos and tacos. And then up on the stage came the Kevin McCoy Band with their fantastic music, as always. Kevin McCoy Band's a great time. Thank you to Eric Sears for representing and wearing the shirt on stage. I appreciate that very much. Wore the Haul Around Town Support Local Music apparel. Incidentally, that is coming back to our page here. The store's going to open back up here in a week, so be ready for that if you want to order some. And Lee Dixon over there on guitar, Catfish Campbell playing drums. These guys are a class act. Kevin McCoy with his great vocals, and he sings an old Elvin Bishop song, Fooled Around and Fell in Love, that I dearly love, and every time I'm there, he plays it for me, and I appreciate it very much. And he does a version of that that's just better than the original. It's incredible. And KMB had him up and dancing. There was a little girl, a little toddler, maybe 2-3 years old, that stole the show, though. She danced the whole time in front of the stage there at Austin. She finally found the mud. There was a big mud puddle where the rain had hit last week, and it hadn't dried out under the tent. She finally found it and was squishing her little toes in it. She was barefoot. She had a blast. She laughed. Eric Sears, I captured a great photo of him giving her a high five off the stage. And it was an amazing night there. Got a chance to catch about an hour and a half of our friends from Kevin McCoy because we had a couple more places to go. Sweet Sister Mercy in the house. Good to have you with us. And Dewey saw Duran Duran for the first time in Columbus. They were incredible. That's a great band as well. Duran Duran. Yes. Weren't a fan of the general admission VIP layout for the festival. I hear you. Some of them are really screwy. They are. Sweet Sister Mercy. Robert Russell. Dwayne, how are you? Good to see you from Bourbon Road Band. Everybody loves Kevin McCoy. If anybody needs music tonight, Benny's sitting in the Barrel parking lot. If you want him to, with all his gear, if you want him to come play, look him up right now. Hire Benny Bodine. Send him a message because he lost a gig tonight. So please jump on it. Jump on it if you can. All right. Gary, it was great to see you Thursday night. Got a chance to see Gary at the Phrase as well. Marcy said that's the cutest photo. I know. I mean, she was just a sweetheart, that little girl was. And she was smitten with Eric for some reason. She liked him, man. She stood there and eyeballed him the whole time. It was really sweet. So Kevin McCoy, yeah, great, fantastic. Now, we bumped down the road to Heroes Pizza to catch a few minutes of the truck show. It was Nick Wheeler's birthday. I believe he was 21. Nick Wheeler, it's all about the bass, Eric says. You're smooth with a V, my friend. Yeah, I want to talk about Nick Wheeler for a minute. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in local music, Nick Wheeler. So supportive, so positive of everybody. Such a great guy. And these boys from Truck can sing, people. They can sing and play. I've said this so many times on my show, but as they say it, Truck, yeah, it's a great show. Anytime you got a chance to catch Truck, go do it because I just love these guys. Again, very vocally deep band, great harmonies. And then, you got the dobro in the background, which is silently being played back there, basically. Just a wonderful group of guys. You'll never meet a nicer bunch either. But Nick Wheeler, I can't say enough about him. His support of everyone in this music community. And he was enjoying a great birthday celebration that night. We got to take part in it for a little bit and got to see some other musicians there. Jeremiah Throwbridge in the house. Patrick was there. Scott Garber in the house. There was a bunch of people there supporting Nick that night. And Ty, you're welcome, man. Ty Richards, unbelievable vocals, my friend. You are awesome. You're fantastic, and we appreciate you every time we get a chance to see you. And yes. And you need to get a second income to fund their recording project. Yeah, I agree. But somebody did pay $100, I think, that night for Freebird, and it got played. That's the way it works. It's Freebird or Wagon Wheel. You're going to pay for those. You are. So thanks to the boys from Truck. Thanks for always dedicating Madonna's Crazy for You and your bluegrass style that I love to me. That gets to be a pretty good comedy. People think that's funny, but it's a great version and y'all do really well with it. So I'm about to wind out of here, guys. We've been running a little bit long at the request of your son. There you go. We'll tell him to raise the funds. And yeah, Doug did, man. Like I said, Doug's silent but deadly. He stands back there and he plays his music all night long, consistently great, but doesn't say a whole lot. Just humble guy, but he let loose on Freebird, man. I saw a side of Doug I hadn't seen before. I loved it. It was wonderful. So Doug Warner, man, he's another one. Just Kenny Utley, Ty Richards, Nick Wheeler, their Truck. Go see him. If you haven't seen him, go see him. That's all I can say. Last but not least, Benny, who just asked about anybody who wants to hire him for a gig tonight. He's got all his equipment loaded up. Benny Bodine was down at Heather's. So Truck quit at 10. So we said hi-bye to the guys from Truck and ran out of there, ran down to Heather's for Benny's set, who was playing till 11. Now, Springboro was a little bit of a mess. They had a big art festival, which was huge during the day. Well, everything was still blocked off. So a lot of people couldn't get to Heather's. If you didn't exactly know how to go the back way and cut through to get to Heather's, it was tough. So Benny probably didn't have the big crowd that they would normally have there on a Saturday night. But Benny Bodine, another one, man, and this guy's only been singing a few years. He was really a guitarist in a lot of bands and a great guitarist. But Benny Bodine, man, he was doing it. Now, Benny's a graduate of Wayne High School up in Huber Heights, and it just so happened that some friends that I know were there. They popped in that night. They were coming in to have one drink after Art Fest at Heather's and heard Benny playing, and they were still there when Benny was done at 11 o'clock. They said, this guy's so good, we got to stay, and that says a whole lot. So really good stuff. Benny Bodine, follow his Facebook page. Go see one of his shows. He plays Milano's a lot up on 741 in Miami Township, but he's bouncing around to a lot of other places. And if you're a venue owner watching the show, even if you're watching after the fact today, if you haven't booked Benny yet, get on it. Get on it. There are several on this show, guys, that are a must book in your venue, and they'll bring you people and they'll keep your people. So please. And that's one thing I always admire about artists is it's easy to step into a full room and play, but it's harder to keep the crowd. And the ones that can keep the crowd are the ones you want there. And, you know, Truck had a wonderful crowd at Heroes, with a lot of great friends there that night. And of course, Benny kept them there at Heather's. So yes, Patrick Witt says Benny's an incredible performer. He is. And he's one of those guys. And we were talking about this at Jeff Edwards' event on Friday. Benny is one of those guys that picks the songs in his set list that aren't what everybody else plays. And that's what I think is really cool about this guy. He plays them well. He plays great things. And you're like, man, I haven't heard that song played out live before by anybody. And he kills it. So if you get a chance, check out Benny Bodine. Guys, we got to wrap out of here. We didn't do anything on Sunday. I was worn out, just to be honest. I was trying to get down to St. Ignatius to see Dreamboat Annie. Didn't get down there. We took a little bit of a break. Great to meet you as well, Fawn. And thank you so much for being here. And guys, please support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you. And if anybody knows anybody that needs music tonight at the last minute, connect with Benny Bodine. Get him hooked up. Also, our friend David Thornton looking for a routine First Friday gig in every month. If you know him, get it. Yeah, it's not even raining in Springboro, Benny. Is what Doug Hunt said. Eric Sears, love you, man. Thank you so much. It's great to always see you. And look forward to seeing you some more. Going to see you, I think, at Laurie's Roadhouse coming up here in the near future. So, guys, thanks a lot. We'll be back tomorrow with Top 5 Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Then Wednesday with the band this week, we're going to bring you Eliza Neal, who's going to be playing the Bell and the Bear on Sunday the 4th. And she's an incredible blues player. She's coming in from out of town to do it and going to rock and roll. So, yeah, make sure you check it out. Check out our show on Wednesday. Thank you. You like that double deuce shirt? Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it. Yeah, Benny, stop by at Patrick's house. He said you can play music there. I think Benny's looking for a paying gig, Patrick. You don't pay well. You don't. Thank you, Jim McCarthy. Yep. Benny is awesome, David Thornton. You guys ought to get together and just talk because Benny's a killer player and a really cool guy. And David Thornton, one of the best acoustic players in the whole region, guys, out there. If you haven't heard him, David Thornton Acoustic, you want to catch that show as well. So we're out. Thank you so much for being here. I've run 40 minutes today. We are done. Thanks for hanging in there with us, people. We'll see you next time right here at All Around Town Radio. Let me get some outgoing music. Let's play some Benny Bodine. You want to? Why not? Let me see if I can call that up. It'll take me a second here, but I'll get to it. All right. Benny Bodine, where are you? Well, maybe. Do I still have it loaded up? Yeah, here it is. This is Benny Bodine as we leave the show. It's called Next to Nowhere. We're going to have more of his stuff coming here this week, so make sure you listen for that. Until then, All Around Town Radio, we're out of here on a Monday.
When it's over and not divides today, when there's nothing left to say, and I can't ignore the voices in my head, reminding me of all the things I said. Used to be a time when I faced anything. Maybe I'm just not that strong anymore. Tell me something to help me breathe again. All for nothing, and far from where I've been. And I can't ignore the whispers in my head, telling me the things that I don't want to hear. Used to be a time when I'd face anything. Maybe I'm just not that strong anymore. When you're lost and feeling helpless, and when you're tired of being alone, you need something to believe in. Right when next to nowhere feels like home, but this pain won't